to the cage first. Fighting out of England, here is Bradley Scott.
Second preliminary contest this evening, fought in the welterweight division, and first to the cage is Bradley the Bear Scott, representing Dragon's Lair Mixed Martial Arts. He is 22 years of age and has a record of 7 wins and 1 defeat. Bradley is currently running a 5-feet win streak, and his only loss is to the very talented Eugene Fadiora. He possesses heavy hands, but as we can see from his record, he is no slouch on the ground. He recognises Mok's striking ability, and I'm not sure if he's just paying lip service to it, but he wants to meet fire with fire. So we're expecting an explosion when we finally get this underway.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that Bradley Scott in 8 fights has never gone to a decision. He's got a tough opponent tonight in Mok Rahman. Mok likes to stand up. Bradley Scott is a former kickboxer. So let's see if we've got some fireworks on the feet here.
Yes, I believe that we will, Josh. Both of these guys are keen to make an impression. They've had their eyes set on Cage Warriors for a little while, and now tonight is their opportunity. Yeah. And it's certainly a very big stage for them.
Bradley Scott's intent on making his mark. He won very quickly at his last fight out, but told me he still felt he underperformed.
But he's very happy to be here, and he knows that he's taking a step up in competition this evening.
And his opponent tonight, also fighting out of England, please welcome to the cage, Mok Rahman.
Ya Habibi.
It's great to welcome Mok Rahman, who represents Gym 01. He is 31 years of age and has a record of 9-3. Now, Mok is actually a former strongman with a very aggressive mixed martial arts style. Injury has kept him away from the cage of late, following losses to Wayne Murray and Paolo Jordan in his last 2 outings. But he does hold a whole host of wins over experienced domestic opposition, including Cage Warriors feature Brave White.
Yeah, he really does excel at the kickboxing and striking aspect. He is, in fact, one of the striking coaches at Gym 01. He did only have 1 fight in 2011, however. That was a 3rd round loss, but that's because he broke his elbow early in the 1st round and still went all the way to a decision. His coach told me that once you hit Mok, he gets aggressive and he will not stop coming.
Yes, he's an angry fighter. You talk about that injury to his elbow. I think he's had bursitis for some time, and in fact, I'm led to believe he is still carrying that injury. But we're hoping it won't impede him too much this evening as he looks to get back into action before he goes on his stag do, I believe, in the next month. So he'll be looking to avoid too much facial damage for that one. But a nice bit of sportsmanship as he gets himself in the cage. Look out for Mok Rahman, who is going to mix things up tonight.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, 3 rounds scheduled. This in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight, 170 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands 7 victories with just 1 defeat. He fights out of Melksham, England. Here is Bradley the Bear Scott. And next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. Weighing in officially 169 3/4 pounds. His record, 9 victories and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Portsmouth, England, here is Mok Rahman. Referee in charge, once again, Neil Hall.
So our referee for this one, Neil Hall. Welterweight contest scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We have Bradley Scott in the black shorts with Mok Rahman in the kickboxing black satin shorts.
Measured start from both guys.
Yes, I think the Gym 01 camp were expecting Bradley to shoot in early. Oh, and a good straight right from Scott landed. I was actually surprised at how big he was, Josh, when I got close to him. He's well over 6 foot and has in fact put on over 20 pounds worth of weight since the weigh-ins.
Yeah, they took, the guys from Gym 01 took their weight cuts very, very seriously indeed, both hitting the mark. perfectly and being in excellent condition to do so. But we can already see at the start of this bout, John, both guys really have a good level of technical competence to their stand-up striking.
And some respect for one another as well. But the Gym 01 team were saying that they're looking to have Mok get his kicks working.
Yeah, just got to get his back off the cage here. Centre of the ring taken by Bradley Scott.
Yes, good cage control from Scott. Good sharp hands as well.
What I really like is he is driving through with the power in every single punch, but he's not overcommitting, he's not losing his balance, and he's retracting every strike straight back to his head.
Soon to see the fire in Raman's belly really start to be stoked as he's on the end of a couple there, and a nice left hook from Bradley Scott. Both fighters just sliding in and out of range. Scott with the reach advantage, I would imagine. Oh, and a nice spinning back fist from Raman.
Yeah, Raman's the one mixing the strikes up at the moment. Good inside low kicks and good straight 1-2s down the middle from Bradley Scott. Mok's the one trying to put those knees to use. He's got excellent knees in the clinch, really aggressive with them. And I really like how he's ending a lot of his upper body combinations with the lower body strike.
But I'd actually say that he's setting up the kicks, which I like to put it that way. And it's very nice to see that. Often people just throw out the leg kicks and they can accumulate, but Mok's putting the hands and the feet together very nicely. Oof. Mok finding some rhythm now. But Bradley Scott still coming forward.
I mean, Mok's throwing with a reasonable amount of volume and good pace to his shots. We can still hear his corner telling him more, let's push it. Nice to see Scott mix up that jab, throw that corkscrewing uppercut.
I like these front kicks that Raman's got coming round at an angle. I think Bradley Scott's trying to close the space that Raman can work, because he knows he's a dynamic striker and he's really close in on him there. Obviously wary of his abilities, but a good 1-2 from Bradley. Set up that right hand very nicely.
Yeah, Scott's closing him down against the cage every single time Raman circles out. But it is Raman landing with good... Oh, well, both guys landing with good success now. It's going to be a great bit of stand-up for the judges to score in this round, John.
Yes, a good technical boxing, or kickboxing round, I should say.
Yeah, both guys completely content to keep it on the feet so far. Mok Rahman making me a bit of a liar there.
Bradley sprawled nicely and then threw his hips forward into that knee.
Mok's got to be careful. He doesn't rely on that guard too much. These aren't 16-ounce gloves. If you catch a blow even to a gloved head, it can still deliver some trauma through.
He's tried that spinning back fist on a number of occasions now, and if Scott really wanted to, he could close that space and unlock the body of Raman. Good counter punching by Bradley Scott. Scott saying very calm on the outside, just keeping the distance fairly equal.
Oh,
fantastic
big right hand
by Scott, and he's following up.
Yeah, Mok trying to get back to his feet, posting it up very quickly.
And Bradley Scott, just
Oh!
on the button. I didn't hear the clapper, and that's got to have saved Mok Rahman, Josh.
Wow, that flying knee landed right as time ran out. Mok Rahman getting dropped in the last 20 seconds there. I hope we can show you a replay at home, because that was a thunderous right from Bradley Scott.
Very, very nice counter punching from Bradley Scott. There was the left hook, right hand over the top. It was beautifully done. To the body as well. That's really, and you see that Raman was winded by that. Flew in with the knee. but not enough time for Bradley Scott. That's got to be frustrating, but he's got 2 more rounds to get back to his rhythm.
Let's see if it puts a change of game plan in the heads of Mok Rahman and his coaches, because that being said, he was completely in that fight. He's still in the fight, but certainly just swinging the way of Bradley Scott at the end of that round.
Brian Adams, a very experienced fighter himself and now coach, would have been given all of that experience to his fighter as he prepares to come into this second round. Probably still a little hazy. His feet don't look quite as sharp as we're used to seeing from Raman.
Now let's see if Bradley Scott looks to immediately turn up the pressure and push forward.
Looking very patient at this stage, Josh. A lot of maturity shown by the 22-year-old.
Yeah, it would be very easy for a fighter to assume that you know, no recovery had taken place and to drive forward and flurry, but I think Bradley Scott doing the right thing, sticking to his game plan.
Again, some good counter punching from Bradley. He's really impressed me so far, Josh. I thought that Raman would be, well, he's obviously a very tough test, but I thought that he'd have the measure of Bradley Scott, but it's certainly not going that way in this first round. So 1 minute gone in the second.
Yeah, it looks as though the senses are firmly back into Mok Rahman, now landing a good combination, finishing again with that low kick.
Yes, the crowd responding quite nicely to that, sensing that Raman is back with his senses. Looking to start winning back some points on these scorecards. Possibly a 10-8 round, Josh, in that first.
Possibly, John, but I think it was very, very even right up until that last 10 seconds.
There you go, reset. When he comes in, throw the shot. There you go. Work that right uppercut when he leans in like that, Mok.
The Jimmo one corner now looking to try a counter-punching tactic themselves as Raman connects with the high kick. And I think we can see Raman is now angry, and he's trying to turn the tables here, coming forward himself with kick and punch combinations.
Oh, and he's a good left hook from Bradley Scott, though.
Had him stumbling back. And a right hand.
Bradley Scott counter-punching very effectively, showing that, you know, he can hit that gap of when Mok's retracting his punches, that split second, he can fire his own shots in and really hit the target.
I think it's the range advantage.
Yeah, covering a lot of distance with that jab. You can see how he just lunges forward.
He has got very long arms. And he's got his strategy well thought through for this contest. Scott not checking any of these kicks, though, very much focused on the hands.
Let's go. Where's that jumping kick? Let's go. Slowing down. Circle out.
Bit of the steam just going out of the punches of Mok Rahman now, I feel, John.
Oh, a very, very heavy 3 straight punch combination from Scott. You can really hear him putting the emphasis behind those straight punches.
He keeps his form so well, doesn't he, John? That right hand is constantly up, protecting his face. We see it put to use there. It's a very composed performance from Brad Scott.
And it has to be against Raman, but also fighting like a telephone box style, if you like, where they're in very close quarters. And now making use of the elbows.
Oh, lovely close inside striking from Bradley Scott, really mixing them up. Oh, you can hear the thunder of shots just landing.
Very nice vocabulary of punches by Bradley Scott of Dragon's Lair MMA.
Easy to see why he is on a 5-fight streak, John.
Sure thing. Came up through the Pro Kumite ranks and is now here in Dubai fighting internationally on the Cage Warriors promotion.
He's coming off back-to-back rear naked choke victories, but clearly content to get this one done on the feet.
Yes, and again he's got Mok Rahman backing up to the fence. Good head movement as well.
Again, good head position from Bradley Scott.
First bit of clinch work, and we see the good short elbows that Scott possesses.
20 seconds, Mok, let's go.
Using his the body momentum very nicely.
He really does set up those standing elbows very nicely, and because he's the one pushing forward, he's the one who can dictate that range.
Last 10 in the second round of this welterweight contest.
Elbows landing again, standing.
Yes, very nicely done. And Mok Rahman stumbles gingerly back to his corner.
Well, the crowd are certainly being entertained here tonight, John. This is a fantastic fight here on our Facebook prelims.
Yes, a very nice stand-up battle playing out before us. The lovely Natalie on ring walk duties with Brooklyn, showing that we're about to enter into the final round of this contest. And I think that Mok Rahman really has to pull it out the bag, possibly finish this fight, Josh, to come away victorious.
Yeah, you could be right, John. I think he probably is 2 rounds down. Bradley Scott never having been to a decision, as we mentioned in the intro, so let's see if he's got some determination to push forward and try and finish it. We know that Mok Rahman can hang in there and is dangerous till the very end. He's got that KO power. Is it starting to fade possibly here as we move into the third?
Rahman with 3 knockouts, making up an 8 knockout or TKO count on his record. Bradley Scott's pretty evenly split between knockouts and submission wins. Once again, the crowd really focusing on the intentions of these fighters as Mok Rahman looks to turn it up a little bit and turn around this fight.
Yeah, really had some intensity in his eyes now and some real conviction behind these opening strikes in this round.
We're on that jumping kick, Mok, let's go. Circle, circle, no, let's go.
Nice knee from, well, I say nice knee. Obviously not a nice knee for Bradley, who's taken that one on the cut. But I think he's keen to progress. He certainly has the forward momentum.
Let's go, Mok. Again.
Good stiff jab from Scott.
Where's that kick? Where's that kick that's there?
I think the power punches coming from the Dragon's Lair fighter.
Mok rubbing his eye. It was a legal shot. It was a solid jab that did the damage there.
Sportingly though, Bradley took a look at the ref, who...
Yeah, just to check he hadn't accidentally trailed a thumb through perhaps.
And once again, the right eye is playing up for Mok Rahman.
More than one shot, has to be, let's go.
A new target perhaps for Bradley Scott.
Off that fence, off that fence.
Mok's got to be careful that when he gets pushed back against the cage and these flurries come in from Scott, he doesn't cover and rely on that guard. He's got to try and circle out. He's had excellent footwork so far throughout the bout. Just needs to keep it up.
Another good, solid right hand by Scott. We can really see who's the fighter who's got that little bit more energy to produce the power. Mok Rahman's being asked to circle, which he does nicely. Good head movement.
Let's go, Mok, there, that's what we're after. Overhook.
But Scott does a good job of closing the space, and as soon as Rahman stops, Scott fires off and has been very, very successful with his straight punches this evening. A rare moment against the fence as these fighters are clearly getting more tired. Good bicep control from Bradley, who now breaks away and puts in a beautiful body shot.
Oh, Bradley Scott saying, do I really have to finish him here?
And he does, and he steps up and steps onto Mok Rahman and gets the TKO finish. Wow, what a fantastic performance by the young man from Dragon's Lair MMA. Taking a moment as he celebrates to himself the TKO victory. And I'm personally quite chuffed as I received a little kiss there from Bradley, and let's take another look at that. And it was the body shot which doubled up Mok Rahman, and he was asked if he was okay to continue, which he did. he stepped in, and the final few shots were just par for the course. The damage was already done, and Bradley Scott walks away with a very, very nice victory indeed against a very good opponent in Mok Rahman. Let's hand this one over to Joe Martinez, who will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, in comes 2 minutes, 45 seconds, round number 3. Stoppage due to strikes, your winner. From Melksham, England, Bradley the Bear